Hey guys, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro, Destin Demarion here to talk about another really good springtime technique, and that is swimming a jig. I like to throw a swim jig that not only you can swim, but also that works flipping too. I like to be able to have that versatility with the jig, so I'm not constantly switching back and forth between the two rods. And I honestly have found a perfect rod for that in the Icon series, in the Cashion Icon series. This is a 7.3 heavy from the Icon series, the IF73HF. And this rod works perfectly. It's from the flipping line of the Icon series, but it's not only good for the flipping as stated, but it's also good for swimming that jig too. It's got good flex at the tip, just enough where you can make accurate casts with that and skip that swimming jig around and be able to make precise, accurate casts with it. It's got that very raw finish with it, keeps it light and sensitive, which is also important for these flipping and swim jig bites. So this is kind of what kind of style of jig I want to throw when I'm doing the swim jig, flipping jig, kind of versatile presentation. When I'm swimming this jig in pretty shallow water, I want to keep that jig fairly light. And 3/8 ounce is probably one of the best ones for flipping and swimming this jig, because it keeps that bait up in the water column. You can control how quickly that bait falls with the size of the trailer, you know, the appendages on the trailer. This is a compact little swim jig presentation. Something mimicking a brim is really, really good this time of year. They do not like that brim around their beds. Once the bluegill spawn gets going too, they definitely will eat this swim jig, and it's just a very versatile, good bait throughout this spring and heading into the summertime as well. This is kind of like an arky style jig head, which allows that to slide through cover really easily. And I've just got a small trailer on here that I believe this is a Rage Menace. Very good, compact little trailer. Got the brim color skirt on there. I'm gonna use, so I will use two different types of line when I'm doing this. This is 20-pound Gamma Edge. I'd say I'm gonna use fluorocarbon a good majority of the time unless I'm fishing really heavy cover. And if I'm fishing really heavy cover, I'm gonna go to a 50 to a 60-pound, like a Gamma Torque braid. If you really need to wrench them out of like heavy gator grass, Kissimmee grass, if you're fishing in Florida, that braid's gonna really be important to use. If I'm just fishing that more sparse cover, that's where that fluorocarbon comes into handy right there, especially because it's gonna stay a lot more stealthy. It's gonna be, you know, invisible in the water, having the fluorocarbon, and it's just good for flipping too, especially when you're flipping around those docks in the clear water. That braid always isn't the best option. So that is my swim jig presentation. I like to throw this on a high gear ratio reel. This is a 7.3 to 1. You definitely need to be able to pick up that line quick. If a fish bites it, swirls on it far away from the boat, you got to be able to wrench in, pick up a lot of line and set that hook and get a good hook set into that fish with all that line out. And having that high gear ratio reel is really important for that. So between the 7'3" heavy fast action Cashion from the Icon series and the flipping line, to this high gear ratio reel, the 20-pound or the 50 to 60-pound braid, 20-pound fluorocarbon, 50 to 60-pound braid, to then your versatile kind of arky head that you can swim, flip, do whatever you want. This is a great jig this time of year. And the brim color is great. Also a white this time of year is really good too, because you're around the shad spawn and it shows up really well. You can see that fish eat that bait a lot better coming through the water. If it's cloudy or something, that white is gonna show up really well. So guys, go try the swim jig. Try using one you can flip and swim. Then you don't have to waste time picking up another rod, and you can just pitch it cover and swim it, throw it around, everything around you. Just be really, really efficient with your time and be able to catch those big spawn, pre-spawn, post-spawn fish. So guys, check out the swim jig.